Guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Hannah. If you guys didn't know, I am a private pilot. So today we are going to be flying a very cool plane that is very rare in the aviation world. Me and my friend Ram are going to be flying his Ercoupe today. And if you guys didn't know what an Ercoupe is, it's a single engine plane that is super affordable. I think he got it for 20 to 30 grand, including all the maintenance he's done on it. When they first launched it and marketed it, it was marketed as one of the most simplest planes to fly because its ability to not stall or spin, and I'll detail that more in the video. Today is definitely going to be a breakdown of this airplane and what's so unique about it and why people love it so much. And it also lacks rudder pedals, and that is the most important thing about an Ercoupe because, as you know, all single engine planes have some sort of rudder pedals, and flying without any rudder pedals makes it super just weird, honestly. Makes it weird because you're basically driving a car, and we love to call it the car plane because when you're taxiing, you taxi with the yoke, and normally you taxi with your feet in normal planes. So this one doesn't have any rudders, and it has a two-control system, and it's linked to the rudder and aileron systems. So it basically corrects it for you for crosswind landings and anything to do with that. And the only thing you have on the ground is your brakes, and it's one brake. So it is a little weird to first fly and like start getting used to, but I'm super excited for this year. I'm gonna try and get as many YouTube and flying videos done as possible because I'm 50 hours away from getting commercial or instrument, whatever one I want to get, but I am poor. So if you guys really like this video after you watch it, I have a Patreon down below, and I have a Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App, just in case if you guys want to help me out a little bit on my journey to becoming commercial pilot or instrument pilot, whatever, social media pilot, whatever you want to label me. This is my first time ever flying the Ercoupe, and luckily my friend Ram loves flying. He got really proficient on it, so should be a fun flight. I will see you guys in the video. Alright guys, so the Ercoupe is a really cool plane. It is spin proof and it is extremely user friendly. It was first marketed as a flying car, and then it was marketed towards car enthusiasts in the middle class, along with servicemen and women. After World War II, the Eurocoop became the most popular civilian aircraft in America. Post-war America saw an influx of returning soldiers who were very familiar with military aircraft, so the Eurocoop was a civilian-friendly alternative that allowed these veterans to continue flying in a safe, affordable, recreational way. It was made in October 1937 by Fred Wick.
Honda's taxi for the first time. Yeah, a race car. This is so weird. Yeah. I'm so used to dude, hard. Definitely hard. Yeah. I'll slow you down with my brake. Yeah, the brake. I'll ride the pedals. Yeah. Yeah. Doors amazing. No slower. Dude, we're gonna fucking doink ourselves off this taxiway. I'll be just power though. That's power, the red one. Yeah. Make sure it's here. It's very weird. Garbage. Oh yeah, you're driving a car. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is the weirdest car ever. Never forget the seatbelt. That's very weird. I don't know if I like that. Oh, you'll love it. I think you just gotta get used to it. Oh, you get used to it. We're gonna do a run up right there. Alright. Okay. Alright. On straight, brake set, fuel on, do it out. And then you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Boys hours for frequency 119 is girls, but then they won't make it off. Yeah, I have to go to like 25, 3,000. Sorry, little static noise. Don't be alarmed. It's just the old plane, and nothing a lot, nothing to be concerned about. I know it's like not the most fanciest plane, but it's beautiful. Okay, now this is a cool ass plane. We're gonna go to the tower. Yeah, very rare to find a plane that's out of it. Checklist for the takeoff, please. Alright. Final. Are you gonna take off with the canopy up there? Yeah. Okay. Yep. Never done that. Oh, you'll love it. Get on the final. Later. Alright. There know. Probably butterfly.
Okay, so today me and Rom are going to Port Aransas or Mustang Beach to nobody's surprise. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that I love to fly to the beach. This plane, I think we were doing cruise at 90 knots the entire time getting there, so it took us a good hour to get there. Okay, so I'm going to detail some of the things in an Ercoupe. So it's a two-controlled system linked with a rudder and aileron system, which is controlled by yaw and roll with the steerable nose wheel. The control wheel is controlled by the pitch and the steering of the aircraft, both on the ground and in the air, simply control and coordinated turning, eliminating the need for rudder pedals. With this plane, a completely new category of pilot license was created by the CAA for Ercoupe pilots who have never used rudder pedals, which I think is kind of funny. So one of the things I really love about this plane is its canopy and its sliding canopy. I've never seen a plane quite like this, and it also reinforces it of why they marketed it like a car. Because as you can see, me and Rom are sticking our hands out. We have the whole top open, and me and Rom, you can see, are sliding it up and down as we get colder and hotter throughout this flight because we're going through a bunch of different altitudes. So the sliding canopy is definitely a benefit, especially in the hot summer Texas heat. And this is probably one of my favorite features and what made me fall in love with the Ercoupe. So, a cool little what if in history. So, since the company that made Ercoupe, ERCO, wanted to market it as a flying car, they briefly entertained the idea of creating a roadable version of the Ercoupe, and then envisioned adding collapsible wings and a drivetrain that would allow it to drive on roads. Though the project never made it past the planning stages, it is a pretty fascinating like what if because the Ercoupe is the closest to a flying car of my knowledge. So a lot of the interesting facts I found about the Ercoupe was in the marketing tactics because it was in the 1940s when this plane was starting to get marketed. And the way they did a stunt to market the plane was they flew an Ercoupe down Wall Street in New York City as a part of a marketing stunt to showcase its maneuverability and stability or and safety. And that's just a very insane thing to think about, especially because we had 9/11 and all these things flying so close to a populated airspace is just very out of the norm for a modern day pilot like me. So let's talk about the popularity of the Ercoupe. So in 1946, the Ercoupe had become the most popular civilian aircraft in the US with over 6,000 units manufactured in a single year, which is kind of insane to think about because nowadays it is so hard to find an Ercoupe. And this Ercoupe is the only one in San Marcos that's based in San Marcos. So it was a pleasure to even have this flight and see this airplane. So Ram just put on his foggles to block out the outside view and just focus on his instruments. I'm logging safety pilot time and looking out for him, and he is logging simulated instrument. All right, so something I really want to go over and how unique this plane is the fuel gauges, because the Ercoupe's fuel gauge is very simple. It's literally just a transparent slate tube sticking out of the wing fuel tank, allowing the pilot to directly see the fuel level. And as you can see it kind of bobbing up and down, so we can definitely know our fuel level at all times. And although it seems very simple or sketchy, in reality, it is a very safe way of checking your fuel because in G1000s and glass cockpits and very advanced systems, those systems could be definitely wrong on the fuel. And the only way to verify it is going in the wing and getting a dipstick and actually seeing the fuel level for yourself. But that gets a little complicated when you're in the plane flying it and you can't verify it and your instruments are wrong for whatever reason. So I really do like this part of the Ercoupe because it reinforces how simple instruments can be, and just how safe they can be as well. So that is something that I just really thought was funny.
It's a little check. That's all bad. That's gorgeous. Okay. Automatic weather observation. 2, 2, 5, 3, weather, wind.
All right, guys, I'm going to explain how me and Rom fly together because every pilot you fly with will have different boundaries and you guys will have a different system together. But me and Rom basically just kept switching off PIC. So every 10 minutes or so, we would switch off. And as we got closer to the pretty views, somebody would take controls and the other one would have the camera and start taking videos. And one thing that's super nice about the Ercoupe is that the canopy is really good for taking shots. So you can see us, whoever's PIC, go left and right to get those views and kind of maneuver us around so that we can get the best view. And then we will switch off so that the other person can get a view from wherever they're sitting as well. But I like that system because me and Rom both desperately want flight hours and we both love flying. So it was a good trade off. And it was very equal in the flying. Boundaries are very important when you're flying other people's planes and when you're flying with other pilots in general. So that's something really important to go over.
You want to live there? No, it's like what the beach. That's not much the beach stuff as pilot over here. It's the second part, right? That one. Yeah. That part.
So something that is so funny that I researched was that in 1950, when these planes were first coming out, there were anecdotal reports of Eurocoupes being mistaken for UFOs. The plane's twin tail design and unique silhouette looked otherworldly to unfamiliar and to those unfamiliar with its shape, especially when seen in low light from a distance. And I think that's quite funny because I think a diamond looks like an alien aircraft. And I would never think an Ercoupe would be mistaken, but now that I look at it and being someone looking at it from someone that's not in aviation, I can totally see. And then 1950, how people can mistake planes for, any type of alien aircraft. And if you know me and my brother, we are obsessed with space. We're obsessed with aliens. I'm obsessed with trying to see something paranormal in the skies. But this was just a funny little fact. So, since the Ercoupe is such a recognizable plane, as we fly it to these far off places, we'll start getting recognized by different controllers, and different controllers will start asking us about our planes. Different pilots will ask about the Ercoupe and why we're flying it and how we got it and stuff. Another funny thing is that in the back, you can see Rom's cloth kind of falling off and flapping in the wind. So, that was just something that he's gonna fix, but it's just really funny to look at.
Mustang, beach, airport, automatic weather observation. 2, 3, 0. Wind 0, 6, 0 at 4. Visibility 7 W. Hello. I feel like I just popped up in fucking GTA. This is better than GTA. Airport elevation. 5, nothing. Alright, there is a runway. I'll go a little bit right. I shut off the water. Oh yeah. But the runway side. Oh yeah. Yeah. Do you? Yeah, hold it. Look left. Alright, now I can look right in a little bit. I want to get back in the houses too. Yeah. Looks like beach traffic, Ercoupe is turning right space for 30. It's on the gate. Where is the runway right now? I don't. Yeah, sorry. There is the house.
So let's go over some of the performance of a Ercoupe because I honestly think it's very interesting. So your maximum speed is 110. So it's not faster than a regular, Cessna or a 172. But the thing is, it's so simple, and the reason Rom got this was to build ours. So getting planes like this and having it be so slow isn't a problem for us low time pilots because every hour we're in the sky counts for us, especially as we're trying to get our licenses and whatnot. So the speed doesn't really matter. The cruise speed's around 95 to 100, so it's kind of like just driving a car in the sky. You're not going to get anywhere much faster, maybe 30 minutes because you don't have to go through stoplights and whatnot. And this plane can only hold two passengers, as you can see, or two pilots, whatever you want to call the carrying capacity, but it only has two seats. And me and Ron fit pretty comfortably because I'm a small woman, but anybody else, this plane is so light that you can't have anyone too heavy or you can't take full tanks because of that reason.
Paradise is a square in the water. We're dropping. We are dropping. Mustang is traffic. Ercoupe is on the final for 3-0. We are really lucky. That's right. We're above a bunch of houses anyways. Oh yeah, we're high. Slip. Oh, you can't slip it. No. Mustang Beach traffic. I'm doing a 360 back to 3-0. Mustang Beach traffic. I got scared. We're good. Oh yeah. Just it was on a short final for 3-0. Fuck yeah, bro. That was good. Racer, man. I didn't even feel that landing. Mustang Beach traffic. Ercoupe is on the runway. We'll be turning back to join taxiway Alpha to the airfield. Oh, they fucking... Bro is in the marsh. Dude, we got the perfect fucking time. That was amazing. Yeah. I have never seen Pirarandas be that beautiful. Turning right on Alpha 1, and we're clear off the runway. Oh, the good little high, but that's okay, I corrected it. Yeah, that's good. You got safe pilotage. Like, it happened. Yeah, that was good. Safe pilotage. Came in just a tad high, but you fixed it really fast. Honestly, I wouldn't have even thought of doing a 360. I would have just gone around. Yeah. I just wanted to get. Yeah. No, I feel that. A 360 where you did it is a little risky. I was a little scared. I was like, oh fuck. We're doing this shit over the house. I was keeping an eye on that airspeed, right? Yeah. I mean, I trust you though. You know this plane better than anyone.
Hey, we made it to Port Aransas, and all we did was walk to that gas station and got a soda, and he got catfish. That plane's running up, and this is like the world's smallest FBO over here. But it's really beautiful. We're literally just doing a quick touch and go because it's sunset, so we're trying to get back to San Marcos really quick.
3-0, we'll be departing towards San Marcos. Boston. Very crazy. Oh, you good? Yep. Alright, there you go.
So another thing in performance is stall speed. The stall speed is 48, which is just below a regular Cessna stall speed. But this plane is absolutely so hard to stall because it's so stable. And you know, it's such a light, simple aircraft that me and Rom, in the basics of being a private pilot, we still know what we're doing. Rom has so much experience with this plane, so it is definitely a very hard stallable plane. And the never exceed speed is 144, which I've never even seen the Ercoupe get close to that, and I would be scared if it did. Um, and the range is 300 miles, which is 206 nautical miles. I'm giving everything in miles to make it very simple for pilots to understand. And the Ercoupe also has gauges where the miles are on the outside ring and the knots are in the inside airspeed indicator. So it's really cool seeing the difference because a lot of the time it's hard to do the mental math of like, what's this in miles per hour compared to knots. I'm not the best at it, but it is just a really cool thing. The rate of climb is around 550 to 700 feet per minute, and the service ceiling is a regular plane for 14,500, which, us being Texas, we don't really have to worry about hitting our service ceilings because of terrain. Everything in Texas is pretty much below 1,000 feet MSL. So it's pretty a good plane. It obviously has regular things that a normal aircraft would have, like its propellers. It's a two-bladed fixed pitch propeller, as a simple single engine would be. And the power plant is a Continental C90 0200. It's a four-cylinder air-cooled, horizontally opposed piston engine with 90 horsepower. So it is very underpowered plane, but I still think it goes pretty much the same rate as a normal plane. It doesn't bother me going super slow because I enjoy just watching the views and looking around. Alright guys, that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed. The Ercoupe is one of my favorite planes now. As you've seen on my past videos, all I do lately, I've been flying really complex planes or doing really complicated flying. You've seen me with Steve do aerobatics and that really complicated form of flying, even though his planes are quite simple. And I've been in the air a lot trying to learn complex operations. It's really nice to go back to such a simple plane where you don't have to worry about the propeller, the landing gear, you don't have to worry about stalling. This plane is a very stable plane. So it is just quite nice to go back to something so simple, and not even having rudder pedals is so great because I'm a short woman. I'm like 5'3", so in half of the planes I go in, I have to have some kind of cushion pushing me forward because the seats don't go forward so I can reach the rudder pedals. So rudders have always been such a struggle for me in life. So it's really nice to go to this plane that doesn't have any, but the taxi, it was just super weird not feeling your rudders, not feeling that. It felt almost disconnected when you're trying to drive with a yoke. Even though you drive your car, it's just not the same feeling because you're not being propelled by your wheels and stuff. You're being propelled by air pushing you forward. So it is a very nice plane. Rom always thinks he has the worst plane ever, but I personally is one of my favorite. Shout out to Rom that even let me fly this. He is one of my good friends, and he lets me fly, and we talk about aviation. We're in the same boat of being private pilots trying to get commercial and instrument. He just bought a plane, and he was very smart about it. But this flight was definitely worth it. I'm gonna try and go in the Ercoupe more. I just really wanted to showcase this plane for you on YouTube because when I first heard about it and when I was looking into it, I was so fascinated. And I don't know if it's just a fascination thing because I'm a pilot and I understand planes, but not having rudders, having that convertible top, having everything so simple. And he had the handheld radios. This was a really fun trip to Port Aransas. I'm about 50 hours away from getting paid to fly. We'll see about getting instrument later, but I'm really trying to get commercial so I can get paid to fly. So if you guys want to help me out on my journey and you guys like these videos, I have a Patreon down below and I post a bunch of extra clips of my life and a bunch of aviation extras, and you can talk to me directly there. And it starts at $1 a month, and I have a PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, just in case if you guys want to send me 50 cents here and there and be like, hey girl, you did good on that flight. That would be lovely because a girl is poor. But I am super excited for this year. I really am going to try and get these videos out for you guys at a regular pace, but as a pilot and as I work at an FBO doing all three at once, and I'm also trying to help flying eyes and get flying done in general. So with all three of those jobs, it gets really complicated getting YouTube videos out there, and flying vlogs might dwindle down just a tiny bit because I really do want to start focusing on the learning part of aviation and start getting these track rides done, but it's hard to manage both at the same time. But I have a lot of exciting videos planned for this year. So stay tuned. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.